All right, so now we want to leave you on a high note. So this is what you can do. We have some suggestions along the way. We've made some, and here are some other ones. I I say the best thing to do, especially if you're not feeling great about Christmas or about where you are this year, give. Give. They say that is one of the best ways to feel better is to share what little you may have. If you have anything to give, you remember it doesn't have to be a lot. Samaritan's Purse is one that I have given to in the past, and what they do is they will give a little shoebox. I think they call it their shoebox Christmas. You can give them money and they will put together little shoe boxes that contain items for very poor children and I think some adults. Or you can go on their website and I believe you can pick out a box. Like, for example, a box might have toiletries for people who really need like just shaving equipment or, feminine hygiene products, people who don't have them or who have trouble with them, and little things for children. There's Angel Tree. If you go to at least most Catholic churches, they have something called Angel Tree, and it's a little tree, actually big trees, that have the wishes hanging as ornaments of anonymous people in your diocese or in your parish who cannot afford it. It's very rewarding. You can pick something small or something big that they have shared with the church that they could use. So, like, for example, they might say, I could really use, a new comb, or I can use a new curling iron, or a pair of work pants, or a pair of work shoes. And they'll put their, size and dimensions. And you just bring it back with like the card that's attached, and the church will give it to that person. Toys for Tots, I'm sure you've seen them around. I think the Marines may have started that, where children whose parents aren't able to provide them some kind of toy, they make sure everyone gets one. And you can research others, just make sure it's legit. This time of year people are
Right.
scamming also.
Or if you know somebody directly, somebody who's, not it's near and dear to you and all that stuff, you can, make them a casserole or something. That's also good.
Exactly. Or you can give a box of masks to your Democrat friends. That's You'll still feel better. You'll still feel better and you'll have a
Yes, sir.
chuckle on top of
Yes.
it. To be okay with being who you are and what you can do and how you celebrate. Don't feel like cultivate this, maybe take out a journal and write. It's really good to write sometimes and just say, look, this is who I am. I can't always live up to other people's expectations, whether the kind of gift they want, the kind of clothes they want you to wear to their party, the kind of time they want you to spend. Maybe you have to work, and that's another thing that can be a conflict this time of year. You may have to actually work and you feel like, oh, I'm a loser. No, just be okay with whatever God has you doing. And listen, he's coming back soon. You're going to be going to him at some point. Don't worry about little things you can't manage. Number 3, like, make gifts and cards and let that be okay. Like Lady Jen had said, if you can get family, on board with Christmas cards, that's wonderful. Fletcher, remember we did that one year?
Oh yeah, we did, and it worked out great. Everybody loved it.
Yeah, I think it's a great way to go. If you can get everyone to say, look, we're only spending $5. It could be a fun thing. You can give gag gifts. Some people do
Yeah.
where like they do a gift exchange. They don't give to everybody. They just pick one family member, so it comes out cheaper. You can try that and see if it works. You can also, like number 4 on this list, opt out. You know what some people do? If you can afford it, get away. I've seen people do this. Don't feel guilty about this. They will take off and go to, the Bahamas and do
Right.
their real
Go on a
vacation.
cruise.
Go on a cruise. No, literally, because now you're around other people. You don't have to do the traditional Christian, you can do the Christian thing on a ship. They have churches on there. They have, mass wherever you're going, probably. So you can take a trip and get away from the traditional Christmas thing. And then you don't feel that same pressure. And also, people will know, like, oh, I'm so sorry. I won't even be around this Christmas. I'm going to be
Right.
away. You can do a road trip. You can, whatever. Go to church. Number 5, you don't have to go just on the big day. You can go around the times before and after. The church, for example, has all kinds of masses. If you're Catholic, the churches have a lot. If services, if you're Protestant, if you are other faiths, I'm sure they have things going on. That's a one way to also, that's cheap, free. You can feel connected. Sir Glenn mentioned before that we're thankful to our elder brothers for having their, going to the Chinese restaurants. That is
Oh
so
yeah, yeah.
true. If you don't have family to cook for or to be invited, Listen, go to it. Listen, you know who will be open on December 25 on Christmas Day? The
Chinese
Chinese
restaurant.
restaurant. You will not be alone. There will be a lot of elder brothers and people who are secular and also regular Christians. Like Fletcher, you and I did
Yeah.
that one year where
Oh
you
yeah,
don't
yeah.
have,
We got stuck on
yeah,
a snowstorm, so
we
we
got
couldn't go
stuck in a
anywhere.
snowstorm. We couldn't be with family. We were stuck in a snowstorm. And guess what? We went to get
The only thing
Chinese
that was
food.
close that it was
Yeah,
not
feel
closed
free.
was Chinese food. Yes.
They are open. I've done that actually a couple times. And one time it was just the kind of place I was in my life. It was before we were married. I just needed to not be around family. It was a lot of conflict going at the time. I also didn't have the money to travel. I was living somewhere else and it was just a big pain. And you're like, man, I feel lonely. But guess what? You go out, go to the Chinese restaurant. It's bustling. It's a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
it's a
It's
lot of fun.
literally Phil. Go and
Yeah,
it's not, oh, you can pick an expensive one, but you don't have to. It can be
yeah.
a cheap one and you go, and if you can't afford even a big meal, go get some eggnog, or
Get
egg
some
drop
egg
soup.
rolls. Yeah, egg
Egg
drop
rolls
soup.
there,
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to say, egg rolls,
yeah,
or some green tea, and come on back. But you just those few minutes, you're going to feel like excited.
right.
Volunteer, that goes along with number one of giving with your money, but think about your time and talent as well. A lot of places do need help. I know there's soup kitchens, there's Catholic Charities, there's a lot of places that literally they don't even want you to do much. They just want you around helping. You can help pass out gifts. You can, think about all the nursing homes and, orphanages or the equivalent of that. We don't have orphanages like we used to, but there's a lot of places that they would be happy to have
Yeah,
you
hot
on Christmas Day or
ones,
around
so
that time.
yeah,
And finally, say Merry Christmas. Don't relent. Don't let this, because I think one of the reasons this holiday has become so empty is because we have allowed the commercialists, the capitalists, the people who are secularists, the others, who are just trying to get money, take this thing over. And they're the ones I think pushing the happy holidays and to some extent. So be happy, say Merry Christmas, and never relent. Keep going. Don't let them take it from you.
yeah, man.
Amen.
Share the joy, like and subscribe.